Thank you. Now, in a moment, we're going to be joined by an actor who's brought some brilliant characters to life on our screens, from the competitive but loyal Claire in Derry Girls to Bridgerton's Queen of Gossip, Penelope Featherington.
And now Nicola Coughlan is returning to her comedy roots in Big Mood, which follows the story of two best friends, Maggie and Eddie. Here they are, about to return to Maggie's old school.
That history teacher you mentioned, what's his name?
I can't remember.
Maggie?
Mr. Wilson.
OK, was Mr. Wilson hot?
Smoking hot.
Oh, my God.
I haven't slept in a week. I might have overdone the under eye concealer. Do I look like a very pale panda?
Maggie!
Okay. Mr. Wilson might be my soulmate.
Please welcome Nicola Coughlan. Oh, Nicola, I'm so pleased to have you here. We've got so much to talk about. I mean, Bridgerton, Doctor Who, movies, this new comedy. If we were to kind of take you back 6 years, did you ever think life could be like this? You've got millions of fans all around the world, including the Kardashians.
It's wild. It's really crazy. That and Martin Scorsese was a crazy one. He's a Derry Girls fan.
Wow.
Who would have thought? I know. Also, like that he can understand the Derry accent. That's pretty impressive. Yeah.
How do you find that out?
He talked about it on a panel. I think he's a big fan of Siobhan McSweeney, Sister Michael herself.
Who isn't?
Who isn't, yeah. It's a good taste. She's a BAFTA winner. Yeah.
That's unbelievable, that. The names you can chuck around for
Crazy.
that show is incredible. Let's talk Big Mood, shall we?
Yes.
So it's about your character Maggie and her best friend Eddie. How would you, describe their friendship? As you can see, it's a funny one.
Yeah, so they've been best friends for like 10 years. They're on the verge of turning 30 and sort of realise the things that were cute and fun in your 20s are maybe not as cute and fun in your 30s. And they're sort of reaching that time where, you know, do you move on and get married? Where are you with your career? And the mistakes get a little more serious as time goes on. But they truly love each other, maybe too much. It's a little codependent. And my character Maggie also has bipolar disorder, which is something that then starts to really trickle in throughout the series and really affect her life. Yeah.
It's interesting, this, and that, like you say, that time of life in your 30s, it's so complex, and you often explore that in the stories you tell, the complexities of female friendships.
Yeah.
Very much the case for Maggie and Eddie.
Yeah.
What do you think people will relate to about their relationship?
I think it's really relatable because it's such a difficult thing when all of a sudden one day you wake up and you have to be a grown-up and you're like, I'm not sure that I'm equipped for that. And, you know, being 30 can mean a lot of different things. My friends back home are married with kids, and then my friends in London are, you know, having crazy all-nighters and going to festivals. So it's like all of those things are legitimate, and there's a line about that in the show, but it's not suitable for the one show, but you'll have to watch to see what it is.
It's funny,
I just realised I can't say that on this show, yeah.
People can watch and find out,
Absolutely.
can't they? We've had plenty of questions in feed.
Oh, amazing.
And we've got one here from Brooke, and she has asked, well, she's actually asking and saying as well, well, thank you for portraying a character with bipolar disorder, because there's not a lot of that on TV, but also asking, how did you prepare to play her?
So the script was written by one of my best friends in the world, Camilla Whitehill. We met at drama school in 2008, which is longer ago than I would like to admit. And she's incredible. Yeah, there we are at drama school. Oh. We thought we were so chic. That was our drama school ball at Birmingham. Yeah, but it was just a brilliant, brilliant script, and it's a comedy first and foremost that deals with dark subjects. But you know, Maggie's a fully rounded human being. She happens to have bipolar disorder. And I think that was a really important thing that Camilla wanted to convey, that, you know, just because someone has a serious mental illness, it doesn't negate their personality. It's still, you know, it's hard to play someone that's terribly depressed, that's also very funny, but when you have a brilliant script, it makes that very doable.
And that's what makes it real, because people are, as you say, who they are throughout all of that. Nat has asked here, did playing Maggie change your view on mental health, and is there a takeaway message you have for anyone watching?
It really did, to be honest, because I think, unfortunately, anxiety, depression are very relatable and very commonplace in society, and there's a real mental health crisis in this country, back home in Ireland, all over the world, really. So it's become a comfortable thing to talk about those kind of things, but then bipolar disorder is very complex, and, you know, learning about mania and imagining how insanely difficult it must be to go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, and talking about, you know, psychosis and antipsychotic drugs and all of that, it's deeply complex and it's uncomfortable, and I think the show's not afraid to go to those uncomfortable places while still being funny. It is a comedy.
That's good, though, yeah.
It is, and it does both brilliantly.
Thank
but
you.
listen, I have to ask about Bridgerton, because
Yeah,
fans
of
are waiting
course.
so anxiously for the next series. It's coming in May. So Penelope was at a bit of a low point last time we saw her.
She's always having a terrible time.
Best friend abandoning her, you know, overhearing her crush saying he wouldn't court her. Please tell us it's going to get better.
It's all change. It's funny because when I think of people only seeing season 2, you know, having filmed, it's 8 months filming for a season. it changes so much. It's a very action-packed season. I got to see some last night. We just flown back from Amsterdam doing some press for it there. It's great doing press for 2 shows. You're not tired at all. But yeah, so I got to see some last night and I was bouncing off the walls with excitement. It's brilliant. I think it's written brilliantly. I'm so proud of the cast and crew. A lot of the crew we've had since the beginning, and it's a special one. I'm biased, obviously, but I love it so
I've
much.
heard a rumour there's some romance in there for you in this one as well.
There just might be.
Yeah.
She did her time. She's waited. It's about time for Penelope, yeah.
How's that going to go down at home? Mum going to be happy with watching
I
that?
asked for a PG version for my family because I'm not doing that. Also, having seen what I watched last night, I'm really not doing that. Watch it with your mum if you want. I won't be watching with mine. We'll have separate. I'll get her own Netflix account.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Smart.
I think so, though.
Yeah.
We've got a lovely Bridgerton question here from Alexana, who says, how do you feel about having an entire community of wallflowers behind you for your role as Penelope? We appreciate your work.
That's so nice. I feel really honoured by it. I got to watch the first 2 episodes with a huge amount of the cast, and Adjoa Andoh, the icon who plays Lady Danbury, she turned around and said, this one's for the wallflowers, and she was like, this is going to mean a lot to people. It's the first season in which the leads are not the cool ones, you know? It's like Kate and Anthony, super cool, the Duke and Daphne, mega cool. Colin and Penelope, nerds. So I think all the nerds in the world are like ready for their moment in the spotlight.
Oh, Nicola, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Well, Big Mood starts next Thursday at 10 p.m. on Channel 4.